Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's been another exciting year. I'm Jason with Defend. If you don't already know, we are a nonprofit looking to reduce risks for children and vulnerable people online. And today is a very exciting day. It's our annual general meeting. And today we're just going to be going over the general health of the organization and talking a bit about some of our projects in depth. And at the end, we will field any questions that you may or may not have. And that includes those of you watching on YouTube. So let's start off. Some of you watching may already know our basic background, but we started off in August of 2020. We didn't incorporate until pretty much a year later or so. And when we first started out, we were really focused on wanting to reduce risks for our own children on the internet, thinking that the big bad child predators out there were the only risks that we should be focused on. And we slowly expanded our thinking on this. And this has generally expanded now to well over 240 people. We started off with just 6 of us. That original six, I am the only original member of the organization. We then moved into May of 2021, where we finally incorporated, and now we are looking at approximately 25 teams, and as I said, 240 team members from 18, or actually I think it's 19 different countries. People who are volunteering to support our mission to protect children and vulnerable people on the internet. So that original mission to protect our own children on the internet, that started with a petition. If you don't already know, and you probably should know, we collected well over 10,000 signatures, and these 10,000 signatures, both digital and in person across Canada, were responded to by the government. We got a member of parliament to serve our petition, and they responded. And as a response to our petition, they basically said that they would investigate and that they would put together a group of experts. And that eventually has turned into what we now see is the Online Harms Bill. So Bill C-63 here in Canada. And it doesn't include one of the main issues of our petition, which is what we think is really at the heart of what's wrong with the internet. Mandatory age verification, meaningful age verification on social media, on all social media. But the Online Harms Act is going in the right direction. We just think there's a lot more to do. And our advocacy team is working towards making those kinds of changes. Some fun or awesome Defend facts from the past year. We had as a baseline in 2022, there were approximately 700 team meetings across the organization. And right now, we are averaging around 1,300 team meetings per year. And if you don't know, we're a completely virtual organization. So that means a lot to have 240 people being able to synchronize themselves for 1,300 meetings. Last corporate year, we logged 18,856 person work hours, with about 50 more uh, 50 more people. Sorry, that is, I'm reading this wrong. So we had, compared to the last corporate year, about 50 more people than the previous year. And our team members basically have a Google form that they fill out, and it's optional for them to track their time. The only thing that we track as an organization is whether or not somebody is attending a team meeting. Otherwise, the team members are responsible for doing that. So in total, in the last corporate year, 18,856 hours were logged from our team members. But this has been what's being tracked. But this is down significantly from the year prior. Since November 2021, we've been tracking how many people have applied to the organization. And one of the 35 plus projects across the organization. And from November 2021 till November 2022, approximately 125 people per month were applying. And the following November, we were up to approximately 230 people applying per month, which brings us to today, and approximately 260 people are applying per month, which is staggering if you think about it. And we have quite a large human resources team. I think there are 14, 15 people at least on the human resources team, but I say consistently that that's probably not even enough. In May 2022, for our team members, we started giving away Amazon gift cards, basically for them to set goals and accomplish those goals in the same week. And if you've seen any of the videos on this channel, you'll see that we sometimes have done the live draw right here on the channel. So since we have been giving away these Amazon gift cards, to date, we've given away $3,524 Canadian worth of Amazon gift cards, which is another astounding fact. The financial health at the end of our corporate year here, we had positive assets of $898, which also accounts for $121,926 worth of in-kind donations. And that, again, is tracked by the team members themselves. So as our team has grown, we have seen a reduction in them accounting for their time. And we're not necessarily clear why that is. We actually just did a survey internally. The HR team did a survey, and they collected responses from 81 team members across the organization, and they have collected some valuable data, and they're going to be making some changes to hopefully bring about more time tracking and generally accountability across the organization. Our education team, Cheryl is our team lead. She's not here with us today, but they are working on a variety of educational content, including educational posts on our social media and videos, as well as on our website. They are also working on a workshop called We the Defenders. And if you watched this AGM last year, you would already know this. And We the Defenders has been well over a year in development. And I'm happy to announce it is hopefully less than a few months away from deployment. This is going to be an ongoing program that we deploy, and it is an hour each week for 6 weeks. And parents will take this 6 hour workshop and they will learn just a plethora of information on how to protect their own children online. Right now, it's slated to be by participation is going to be by donation. Eventually, we may get to a point where we start charging for this. And what else is in the works is that we are also developing with the education team, or it's been roughly started. We've been working on a program for kids inside schools. And this is going to be a very large challenge for us. And we're we're just kind of in the beginning stages of this. We applied for a grant a couple months ago, that would support this. And generally speaking, we want to just kind of announce that we are moving in this direction. But we know that getting into schools and school systems is going to be a hard nut to crack. And then how do we support this nationwide, or even in North America, or even beyond that? That's a question for another time and day, but it's very exciting. Anyways, the We the Defenders workshop is coming soon, so stay tuned for more information on that. Our advocacy team, they are here in the organization. It's a small group right now. They are working on pushing forward changes and making good connections with potential stakeholders, lobbying government officials, and generally just trying to push the issues that we care about forward. And right now, they are working on a petition for social media literacy classes to become mandatory in all elementary schools. We've been focusing our efforts on British Columbia, Alberta, Ontario, and Quebec. That is where we have well over 1,000 signatures signed. And that is hard copy signatures. So these are basically ready to be served on the government. The main issue with that is that a member of legislative authority or assembly or members of provincial parliament need to serve the petition on the government. So that is the biggest barrier, is just getting an MLA to respond to us to say, yes, we will take your petition and serve it on to the government. This kind of activity is also done in conjunction with our marketing team. This is thought to be generally just good public relations for our organization, but also it's involving building relationships with outside stakeholders. And we're proud to announce that in Alberta, Ms. Jody Calhoun Stonehouse from Edmonton, she has agreed to serve our petition on the provincial government in Alberta. So congratulations to the advocacy team. They are working on these things and hopefully going to push forward this issue at the very least in Alberta very soon. The marketing team is undertaking a huge set of projects. One of them is a short film project. We have a professional filmmaker on the team, and right now we are developing a live action short film that we are going to hopefully use as a calling card. The film will be approximately 3 to 4 minutes in length, and we are going to actually submit it to film festivals. And it is going to push forward again these kinds of issues that we've already talked about. So protecting people online, This is the core central focus of the film. The script isn't finished yet, but we have a storyline in development. We do have a story that you can see as an example. If you go on our website, HelpUsDefend.com, you can see a sample short film that we produced. It was a couple months ago that we produced this, and generally it's a story about how a young person was harmed online. The marketing team is also responsible for they're also responsible for a lot of other projects, including this video. And if you haven't seen it already, we're going to take a look at it now. And generally, this is about our Dating Square project. Dating Square is our very large dating mobile application that we've had in development now for well over a year. And these are basically streeter interviews with some young ladies here, and we're basically showing them a demonstration of the app on a mobile device. So this is getting their raw feelings and raw feedback right on the spot here in Vancouver.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm from Austria, and we are in Vancouver, and we're looking at the dating app. Date Square?
Yes.
Yeah.
Liam?
Leo.
Leo and Lisa?
Yes.
All right. So you've used dating apps before?
Yeah, we use them.
How old are you guys?
19. So we use Tinder a lot, but it was quite nice actually. But still creepy dudes out there. And lots of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I also use Tinder, but there are a few old men who are creepy, yes. That's it.
How do you think you stop that?
I don't know, maybe you can change the, what's that, the age for the,
But then the creepy dudes,
Yes.
they'll change their age.
That's the problem. So they change them to be younger. So if you have to do like a passport or something, like put a picture on it, and then you can see really the age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So verification.
Yeah.
We're building the world's healthiest social media platform. Will you guys take a look at it?
Yeah, sure.
It's a dating app first. Tell us what you're seeing.
blind match.
What do you think blind match is?
I don't know, where you don't see the faces or photos of the people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're playing a 10-minute game.
Oh,
Yes.
like
Eh,
speed date?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
10 minutes, one person is asking questions to 3 people.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And you don't get to see their profile, you don't get to see their image. You're
Yeah.
just talking with text or with your voice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then at the end of the 10 minutes, then you get to select. So you want to match or not match?
Oh, okay. So you get to know them first and then see the picture of them.
Exactly.
Oh.
So that's blind match.
Can you already download your app?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet?
Okay.
It's coming in a couple weeks, we hope. Click on swipe maybe.
Yeah.
Take a look at that. What do you see?
Oh, you can find out who you are looking for. Is it that?
What you're looking at is someone's profile.
Oh, okay.
And what do you think is missing here?
A picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, a picture.
Why do you think that is?
To be mysterious, something like that.
Yeah. But if you swipe up on someone's profile
Yeah.
or click on the plus signs, you can see what
Yeah.
happens.
Okay. Oh, you can. It's like a puzzle.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's really cool. So yeah, if you're interested, you press on plus, and then you get to know them.
You have to look at everyone's profile
Oh, okay.
before you see their images.
Oh,
Okay.
that's actually really nice.
So it's about knowing the people without judging on the looks or something?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Pretty cool.
Yeah?
I think it's also safe, like a little bit, and to get the people, to get them to know them first is like really cool, and not like just the pics, and then oh no, it doesn't look good. Next one.
And everybody on the app is 100% verified.
Oh, okay.
So there's no more scammers,
Yeah.
no more catfish. And if someone's age on their passport, so everybody has to sign up with a
Yeah.
passport.
Oh, it's cool.
if their age on their passport is 30, then they have to be 30, and now you can filter them out.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
So this is one example of many that we have. We have many other videos like this, all showing very, very positive responses to our product that is not yet on the app stores. This particular video, or these types of videos, are doing multiple things. They're giving us real world feedback and research, helping understand how to shape the product. They are giving us brand exposure, and they're also creating content for our socials, because these videos are actually doing fairly well on our social media, and it's getting the word out there. This video in particular was just posted a couple months ago, and it has over 1,000 views. I mean, which is extraordinary, given that we only have 220 people on our 65 Square YouTube channel. So this has actually caused a growth of 6 subscribers on our 65 Square YouTube channel. So very positive things. We are doing more stuff like this, thanks to our marketing team, and not only that, but our social media team. Our social media in general has been growing, while it may feel at times that it's not growing. I mean, generally speaking, we have positive numbers across our social media, and this is our YouTube channel in particular that we're looking at statistics from. We have, just in the last year, 23,000 views on our 65 Square YouTube channel, accounting for this is on our HelpUsDefend YouTube channel. And this is where people find this live stream, for example, or educational content. And that accounts, over the last year, we had 453 watch time hours. And despite it showing -11, our subscribers are up actually 85% over the last 365 days. And the best part is that we're actually generating money. So in the last year, we generated over $54, which is not a lot when it comes to YouTube, but the more that we have increase in our viewership on places like YouTube, the more revenue we can generate. So that is very exciting. We are found primarily on these 4 platforms, and across these 4 platforms, our engagement is up about 200%. But on these four platforms alone in 2023, there were a combined 14 million child sex abuse reports, and this is up 89% from 2022, which is atrocious and shouldn't be happening, but it is. So getting the word out there about what we're doing, sharing videos, liking them, spinning our content up in the algorithm is super important, because it not only gets our message out there, but it also can, as we've just seen, increase our revenues. So what can you do to help? Perhaps volunteering, sharing, or donating. There's a variety of things that you can do to get involved if you want to volunteer. We probably have about, I would say, 50 to 60 different roles across the organization, anywhere from lawyers to accountants to software development and administration and management and everywhere in between. So there's something pretty much for everybody. And one of the things that our teams have been doing, we have some cybersecurity experts. They have been producing our Life Hacks workshop. And this is being offered right now to businesses, charities, and other nonprofits. It's a 45-minute virtual cybersecurity course that we offer basically to groups of 10 or more, and it's absolutely free. And it's just a way to, again, push our mission forward, get ourselves out there, making partnerships with the community, and spreading the word about our organization. Our legal team lead wasn't able to attend tonight, but she did a presentation, and let's take a look at the status of our legal team on 65 Square.
Thank you, Jay, for the opportunity to represent the legal team. My name is Lavanya. I have been with 65 Square for 1 year. I have had the privilege of leading this team from the very beginning. Legal team was started with 2 initial members. Now it has expanded to 2 legal researchers and 2 lawyers. Over the past 8 months, legal team has contributed approximately 470 volunteer hours, and we conducted around 34 team meetings to address various tasks. Those are listed in the next slide. Legal team successfully completed drafting terms of service and privacy policy for our applications, Dating Square app, business app, and our proud 3D scan app, 65 Scan. Legal team was involved in drafting and reviewing numerous agreements like revenue share agreement. Our team spent several weeks in creating guidelines for child pornography reporting measures, compliance guidelines for security measures to protect user data, coordination of internal teams within 65 Square. Legal team is actively monitoring privacy legislations worldwide and tracking proposed bills and enacted laws aimed at protecting children from social media in US and Canada. Our team is now collecting information on artificial intelligence legislations as well. Legal team has decided to update the information on these legislations biannually, June and December of every year. Right now, legal team is working on drafting Charter of Rights and Freedom for 65 Square, guidelines for the compliance of consumer protection laws, and we are gathering information about money transfer regulations across borders. For the next year, legal team mainly focuses on regulatory compliance, data protection, and we are planning to draft communication guidelines for support team and guidelines for risk management. That's all from the legal team. Thank you.
Thank you to Lavanya, who is the team lead on our 65 Square legal team. And she was talking about a few projects there, some of which we'll talk about in just a minute. But first, we have our Defend staple, what a lot of people have told us they've seen or heard on podcast platforms, our animated series, Dark Side of the Web. If you haven't seen it yet, it's basically a 10-minute episode, 13 episodes we have produced so far. Each episode dives into a different type of online risk, and it's educational in nature, and generally, definitely, I would say it's entertaining and educational. So, edutainment, and we can look forward to a set of 8 new episodes in the next month or so. We are working on a distribution plan right now. We have almost all of them fully produced. And we're just putting the final touches on the last couple episodes, and then we're going to likely release them 1 week at a time. And that's very exciting. We have had so much success for this that we started developing a new project, because 35 projects is not enough. We are now going to be doing a talking head interview style podcast, which is coming soon. It's called Digital Danger Diaries. And Jennifer is one of the hosts of the podcast. She's not here today, but it is basically going to be a long form, natural speaking interview style podcast with some really interesting guests. And again, just chatting with people and understanding these issues. And again, pushing these issues forward. This is another project of our marketing team. Another project of our marketing team coming very, very soon is our 3D scanning festival. And if you don't know why we are getting into the 3D scanning market, I will give you a brief introduction. So our 3D scanning festival is pushing our 3D scanning app out there into the world. And we're going to be giving away an iPhone 12 Pro, which has been used consistently for testing our 3D scanning app, which is called 65 Scan. And it's not just for doing cool stuff in 3D. It, again, is another calling card for our organization. 65 Scan, if you don't know, is on the app stores right now. And it was brought to us by our iOS team on 65 Square. And our iOS team generally does everything iOS, which is Apple software, if you don't know already. We published 65 Scan on the app stores on April 17th of this year. So a little bit over 60 days ago. And we have had some tremendous exposure with it. We've had 7,000 impressions, so people just seeing the app on the app stores, and that converted into 342 people or page views on the app stores, which is a very low conversion rate. But we have 82 people right now somewhere in the world, all across the world, that have our app loaded on it. And 65 Scan is the tool that will be leading us into the next generation of social media, because this is a direct descendant and tool that will be used in conjunction with 65 Square, our social media project, which we've been working on for some time now. Very long, it feels like a very long time. Elon Musk has said a number of times about being in development hell as far as Teslas are concerned, and I now know what he is talking about, because being in development of a project, it is something where you can go forward several steps and then be dragged back several steps, and it all be against your will. So we're at the mercy of all of the volunteers working on all of our projects. Here to talk a little bit more about our 65 Square project is Sam, and he is the lead of our Unity team. Sam?
Thanks, Jay. So for anyone who may not already be familiar with it, Unity is a game engine that is used to develop 2D and 3D applications. So our team uses Unity to develop the front-end UI of all of the projects that we're working on. This means that everything that you see in our projects are created in Unity. So briefly going over our team roles, Unity is made up of two distinct roles. So we have the Unity developers, who work on implementing the front-end UI and connecting the project to our backend. We also have 3D artists, who are responsible for creating and rigging any 3D models that are going into this project. So next I'll talk a little bit about the upcoming projects that we're working on. Starting off with 65 Square. So we've been developing the full social media system, which is called 65 Square. Some of the key features of this app are going to include verification of all users, a daily timer to reduce screen time, and interactive AR games and shops. So our goals for this project include creating a positive user experience and reducing the risk of scams, abuse, and bullying. So despite all of our progress on 65 Square so far, we made the decision last year to pause our work so that we could focus all of our time on completing another aspect of our system that was nearly finished. So this brings us to Dating Square. So as we spoke a bit about briefly earlier, Dating Square is our upcoming dating app that's going to be released ahead of the full system. Our goals for Dating Square are the same as the full system. It's going to include strong verification system to reduce risks for all the users. We've made significant progress on Dating Square, and we're in the final stages of development. Which brings us to our next announcement. So Dating Square is going to be released to the app stores on coming July 14th. And once Dating Square is on the app stores, we'll be returning our team's full attention back to the full system with the hopes it's going to be ready by Christmas.
Thank you so much, Sam. It's very, very exciting. We have been almost able to taste it. It's been here kind of like a dangling carrot for the last year and a half, and we can finally see the end. And July 14th, you can expect to see Dating Square on the app stores. It is a dating app, a blind dating app for adults, and we're very happy about this product. And as you saw in the video earlier, the general public is very excited about it as well. If you want to learn more, you can check out the 65 Square YouTube channel, and that will be linked below this video on YouTube. We have a fundraising team that is diligently working towards helping the organization grow. One of the things that we're also focused on doing, especially with 65 Square, is developing a sustainability plan. We have the beginnings of it, and it can be viewed right now on the 65 Square page on our website. And part of the business development team's efforts have been to focus on building jobs, which is a very important goal of ours. And one of the ways that we're exploring doing this is by education, not only about our mission with general risks online, but also we're exploring starting an academy of sorts, a learning academy for software developers and for people interested in software development. We have a lot of talent, and I tell you a lot. Just generally speaking, there are 160 people directly working on 65 Square, in some fashion. And most of these are developers, software developers. And this talent, we think, can be tapped into to not only, again, teach people about software development, but also to support 65 Square and also create jobs for our team members, which is, again, very important for us. So our fundraising team, though, has been applying for grants. Over the last year, we applied for 5 grants. And our goal last year was to apply for 1 grant per quarter. So we surpassed that goal, thankfully. We also are going to be setting that goal for the coming year. We did have some goals from the last corporate year. Some of them we did not meet. One of them was to launch 65 Square, and we just weren't ready to do that. As Sam said, we had to refocus on what we thought was closest to the finish line, and that has been Dating Square. So all of our attention has been turned to Dating Square over the last year. We also wanted to launch a no maps support group. And if you don't know, MAPS means minor attracted persons. And no MAPS means a non-offending minor attracted person. And this generally is met with a lot of cynicism or skepticism as far as its place in our mission. But we know that absolutely it has a place in our mission. Prevention is part of why we started our No Maps program. And it is a successful goal of ours. We successfully launched our No Maps support group. And I'd like to introduce you to Map to Hope. And here to talk about Map to Hope is Faye. She is one of the support group facilitators, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about why it is that we chose to develop this project and what it is that it's doing.
NOMAP stands for Non-Offending Minor Attracted Person and includes paedophiles. Our support group is a place for people to come along and be transparent in having paedophilia to navigate in their world, but actually to just be there as a person who has this, but also has a life and wants to be valued in the whole of who they are, especially when they're dedicated to non-offending. So our aims are to be a drop-in for anyone that needs camaraderie or support, wants to unpack their day, wants to unpack a specific topic, wants to talk about their paedophilia difficulties, or just general life and meeting of a person as a human being who happens to be minor attracted. Our aims are to create such safety that people are able to live with this difficult condition in betterment. The support group is up and running. We are meeting every Tuesday at 7 p.m. UK time. As the support group grows, we will be adding more days and times to that availability, but for now we're there. We're person-centred, and that means that whoever comes on the day and whatever day they're in, we will be there with you. So depending on what day you've had and how you're feeling, we could be sat holding anything or meeting anything that you're having to navigate, or it can be directly about things that are struggling or any other matter. We're always learning, and we are always directioned by the need of others, and we want this to be a safe and secure place for people to feel valued and be able to live their life without offence and to a self-actualisation. Now you're going to be hearing from Dr. Cantor, who is a world-renowned scientist expert on this field, and he was an integral part of the development of this project, and speaks eloquently on this issue. We're going to be hearing from him now, so goodbye from me.
The ones that we end up hearing about, the ones who commit crimes, are the ones who fail to do that. And they're usually the ones who have had the least kind of supports in their environment for them to rely on. One of the things that I take for granted at this part, just as part of being a psychologist, is people will do desperate things only when they feel the most desperate. So if somebody has resources, an education, money, a family, who may or may not know what's going on them, if other spheres of life are going well, they will try to protect their life and not do anything that would put it at risk. If there's somebody who's not so lucky, came from a family with chaotic or abusive parents themselves, drug or alcohol problems, self-control difficulties in general, ADHD, whatever stack of issues, that besets humans, from their point of view, life has fucked him over and he doesn't have a lot of willpower to, control this one thing that he thinks might give him a moment's pleasure. He's dead wrong. But if we want to, really meaningfully prevent people acting out, we want to prevent people from being in desperate situations. We want them to be able to contact other people who are themselves dealing with pedophilia. So, just to decrease the sense of isolation. Again, that's just another basic lesson we know from psychology, is that when people have a support network, social network, somebody to check in with and just remind themselves that they're not the only one in the world, they work harder to behave themselves. They have somebody to behave themselves for.
And that is now running. Our Map to Hope support groups are running on Tuesdays right now, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And it's open to any adult, non-offending, minor attracted person. And again, this is in the hopes that we will support people that normally in society are not supported. Therefore, we want to help push them to connect and to be there for them, to make these kinds of connections. Getting back to some of our goals getting back to our goals from 2023, we failed to launch 65 Square, even though we set that as a goal. We launched our No Maps support group, Map to Hope. We did not launch our parents workshop yet. It's coming very soon. And we've also met some other great goals, which mean that we're actively soliciting our cybersecurity workshop that we talked about. We've produced a lot of great creative content for our socials, and we've increased the incoming funding for the organization. And those goals are similarly going to be met similarly going to be pushed forward into the next corporate year. And again, we kind of already know that Dating Square and 65 Square are coming very, very soon. We can hardly wait to present them. In fact, I'm going to share with everyone a test that we just did. This is a test from inside 65 Square, and it is a chess game. So if you don't know, two people on our dating app can essentially have a chess game. And what's remarkable is that we are performing this test just a few days ago, and both me and the other person are seeing each other's moves inside the app, which is super exciting. No other dating app is doing something like this. Not one. So we are going to be revolutionizing the future of online dating with features like this. The other person that I was doing this test with was in Nicaragua, and I was here in Canada. And we were basically seeing each other, move back and forth like this seamlessly, like nothing, and successful test. So we are going to be launching our Digital Danger Diaries podcast. We're also going to be adding to our MAPS program a referral program so we can actually connect MAPS with help in their own communities. We are going to be producing another short film. We're going to be launching, as I said, our parents workshop, We the Defenders, as well as starting and hopefully completing development on a school-based program, teaching kids in schools about online risks. And that is about it, aside from what your role is. You as a viewer, you as a participant of our organization, we're asking all the time for people to come on board and volunteer, either do that or donate, or if you can't do either of those, share. Just, get out there and talk about our mission, send our website to someone, and to share our brands and what it is that we're actually doing. One of the most exciting things that I didn't really talk about is our work with Chad Huber, who is a really famous guy on TikTok. And he basically goes and catfishes scammers, online scammers. And we've been partnering with him since August of last year. And we've got other partnerships like that in the works right now, and more exciting things to come. So make sure to stay tuned. We're going to take any questions now from our board or from the committee members, management present, or from you. If you're watching on YouTube, you can pop some questions into the chat on YouTube, and we would be happy to answer that. So if you have any questions, now is the time. You can raise your hand on Zoom, and then we'll get to you. Otherwise, that's it for today and our 2024 annual general meeting. I don't see any questions on YouTube.
Thank you, Jace.
Yeah. We have one question on YouTube. Sorry, just give me a second here. Trying to format my screen here. Are these apps free or will they generate revenue? Right now, the 65 Scan app is absolutely free, and it will likely remain free. 65 Scan is, again, sort of a gateway to people finding our mobile applications once they're on the app stores. 65 Scan actually has, I've been thoroughly testing it. We have really great quality. I'm gonna pop this up on screen as well and just share some of the great quality that it is outputting. This is directly from inside the app. Oops. So this was just scanned the other day. We have like this really extraordinary quality. Like an app like this basically can mean, a number of different things. Artists can use this. We are going to be pitching this to business owners, and it's just something that becomes sort of a tool for getting us involved with other organizations. We can see here on the one menu, we have, all about 65 Square, and even in here in our FAQ section, you can read more about why it is that we have produced an application like this. And essentially why it will become free is because we want people to use this as a tool, because our 3D system that we're going to be launching is dependent on 3D technology like this. And that's generally really, really exciting, but it's way ahead of its time. We want to be supporting the system for the 65 Square system, because that will be a paid service. Right now, the dating system is going to be, I think, actually, I have the app on other device. We just got it on iOS, which is really exciting. And the iOS version of the app is going to come up on screen in just a second. And this is really something that there's a variety of different options, but it's $30 for about 3 months of service is what we are looking at as far as the service is concerned. So this is, oh. So this is inside the mobile application inside Dating Square. And this is asking for us to input details of a profile. And this kind of product right now, people aren't used to paying for it. People, I mean, primarily women aren't used to paying for dating apps, but men unfortunately are. And we're going to really possibly have a hard time selling women on paying for a dating app. But from the feedback that we've received, we're very, very hopeful. And that's something that we know that, for basically, a cup of coffee, once a week or something, that somebody would pay for safety and security on a dating app. Not only a dating app, but a dating app that does what we have it doing, especially with the features, especially with the chess and the checkers. This is something that no other dating apps are doing, and we know that people will pay for something good quality. And a good example is, something like Netflix. They said that that nobody would ever pay for online streaming video, but we all have, a Netflix account or whatever account to stream good quality video, because when you pay for things, it usually gets better. And that's really our philosophy. So we have one other question. Nope. I think that's it. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching and sharing our message. If you're interested in getting involved further, please reach out. HelpUsDefend.com as our website. You can find it obviously in the link below, and then you can get involved. Either volunteering or donating is super important, or just generally engaging with some of our content is super helpful. So that's it for today, and we will see you next year at the next annual general meeting.